Are we here now? Are we here now? Wildcat Chat people, we are back for another edition with a class of 91, and I have some people that are in my lounge that are ready to get crazy. You ready for this? We got Shane Gentry in the house. We got Shannon Severy Roberts in the house. We have Miss Layla Jones up in the house.
Yeah!
Right on, Jump
What's
Jones.
going on, you guys? Jump Jones. Is that already a story? I think there's already a story before we even get started.
My YouTube name or whatever you call it.
Oh, cheers! I have my coffee right here, so you know. I know it matters. I'm kind of going sober right now.
I have my Heineken Zero.
The Heineken Zero. Sorry, touche. Sorry about that.
Well, that's a waste of money.
No, it is not.
No.
It's like eating chocolate without the sugar rush. So
Layla, how's that garden going?
What's that?
How's that garden going?
You know, something ate all my lettuce. I just threw it all out yesterday.
Lettuce.
So I think it's nails or slugs. So I put a thing of beer out, but the dogs just drank all the beer. So
your place is a pretty fun place to be then. An animal.
He's got quite the garden.
The tomatoes are doing good, and the eggplant is starting to do good.
I love it.
So good.
She's so active back there. You're always posting things about
I'm
it.
just letting y'all mingle for a second. This is fun. I'm just like a fly on the wall all of a sudden.
We're all catching up. But you know,
Hey.
Shane's in the class of 1990, not 91.
Yeah,
who did that twice? It's the
I
know.
I only have one other person that's not a class of 91 who wants to jump on board, because at the last minute I had to go from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock because Rachel has a nursing coming in at 7, so I had to shoot it a little earlier. But hopefully you guys appreciate it. As
Hey,
far
Rod,
as
is that the casting couch from the barn? Kidding.
What's
happening?
How you doing,
What's
Wade?
happening?
We're just
Stack.
talking
What's
trash
up, girl?
Oh, you went side cap.
Jack.
Stacks. What's up, girl?
Stacks.
I wanna
Almost
make it
forgot about
bigger.
that.
Oh, I didn't
Can
hear
you
that.
hear?
How do you
And-
get
and
Layla Star.
What's that?
she
I
needs
want to make it
headphones.
bigger so I can see all your guys' faces.
She needs
Oh.
headphones.
This big.
You should get do you have a laptop in the house?
do
You go to
this
the
one.
laptop.
Budski.
There you go.
Bigger.
Oh, that's great.
What's she doing?
Oh, wait. Hold
Hey,
on.
Rod,
Trying to make us bigger.
They got nicknames.
What's
You
that?
all do realize it is 2020, and we should have mastered technology by now to be able to do this.
It's all Julia.
Yeah.
I was
I
gonna
couldn't
wait for
even
an
set up my
actual.
own tablet. I gave it to my nephew. I'm like, can you make this work? Thanks. That'd be awesome. No, that doesn't work either. All right. I'll just see y'all little.
She's a hot mess.
Uh,
Last time we
Nothing's
were talking,
changed.
she was vacuum sealing all of her meat. So
Yeah.
do you have access to a laptop in the house or no?
we're so adult now.
Yeah, I can get my tablet. Let me get my tablet.
You may.
Or my
Tablet.
laptop.
All right, let's talk some
Put her-
trash.
put her in
trash
the lounge.
about Jumpin' Jones while she's gone. She will never know and find out.
Put her,
You're
put her in the
not-
lounge.
She left the room.
Just kidding. Okay, she's
Oh my God! Did you guys hear? No, I'm just kidding.
well.
I know
Skip-
nothing since the accident.
Since the accident.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let's pull
Can
her
you
out.
turn the music off?
Yes, please turn off the music. Hi, Shan. How are
Hi.
There
you?
you go. There's
Super,
some
how are
music.
you?
I watched your smoothie video. I
Wait, was
I
wearing
lo-
this outfit?
I love you, but I can't do it.
You can't do what?
A smoothie.
A smoothie.
Well, they're shakes actually.
Oh,
So,
pardon me. Pardon me.
So
My
tell
bad.
us.
why
tell us-
can't you do them?
I don't eat green stuff.
Well, you don't have to put green stuff in it.
You don't eat
What's-
greens. I have another friend who doesn't eat vegetables at all. It's weird.
I have a friend that eats nothing white.
So tell us about this commercial. You did a commercial or something? What happened?
She did. She just
did?
posted it on her page.
Honestly, I don't know anything
Shannon
about
did.
it.
Anyway, so what's everybody been up to?
Oh, you don't want to talk about it?
No, I'm here for fun. I don't want to talk about work.
Working. I have
working
some good news though. So some of you guys may not know this, but Rob and Shane heard on Monday. So my wife was diagnosed with cancer in January, colon cancer.
Oh no.
So she had surgery this week, and then she was just cleared today, cancer free. So she should be coming home tomorrow. So,
Yay.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's
yeah.
great news. See,
So I was pretty happy.
Kick off the show with some great news. That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So hey, I want to get you guys together just real quick. I wanted to see like I was talking to Shannon earlier about it. Taft has a past history of being like such a family orientated, school, and like the quad to cruise in Center Street, and there's so many different random stories from back then, and to give people an idea of what it used to be like. But you laugh that way. Ray's already thinking. No, I mean, if you guys had any times or experiences you want to share, or maybe even something that we didn't know about you then that we could now, or what's going on with you nowadays, sort of thing. So kind of throw in some ideas in your heads.
So I'll start because I said this the other night, but for Shan and Layla,
Dan, you want
this is the first time you guys have ever seen me with teeth. So.
I saw that the other night. I was dying laughing.
Yeah. I remember the first time I met Wade. Oh my gosh.
Can we get
the Fox Theater?
Go ahead.
And Misty. Oh my gosh, I was hanging out with that girl, and holy moly, I saw this kid with no teeth. I was like, what? That's thinking cute.
Oh, Misty Living Good, right?
Yes.
I don't know what she
100
is.
years ago.
I'm hanging up from this other one. I think I got it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're echoing.
My money says she won't be back. I got money. She won't make it back.
How's that?
You owe me.
Hey, Layla, hold on.
Hold on, I gotta leave on this one.
Can you tell this is the first week of us doing this? So, all right, I was gonna say
we are over 40.
I have to make someone else do
it. All right.
So cute.
All right, go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
Go ahead, Wade.
So I guess over the last, when I left Taft, I ran, right? Like I ran.
Yeah, you did.
As you guys know, I joined the military. So like 3 months after I got to my duty station, I went to Somalia. So I turned 19 in Mogadishu, Somalia, and that was kind of a that was a learning experience. And then fast forward, so I did 2 other deployments, and then I mainly went in just for college money, and I stuck with it. And when I got out, I was 22, married with a little boy.
Wow.
Trying to working 60 hours a week, going to college full time at night, and I stuck with it and finished it. So, but since then, it's just been a whirlwind. I mean, Taft. This June will be 16 years since I was in Taft, or 15, because it's Oil Dorado this year. So it was 15 years ago this year. And that was when my mom died. So I haven't been back since. And since leaving, the
last time I saw you was in Taft, and I feel like it was longer than 15 years ago. I think you had just gotten out of the military.
Yeah, it's probably when I saw you. Yeah. I mean, the last time I physically was in Taft was about 15. I think I went to Oil Dorado by myself like 20 years ago. So it'll be 20 years this Oil Dorado. But as you know, I mean, I was married for 7 years, got divorced, and then had Tristan, and then remarried, who she has 2 boys, one Tyler with Downs, who is my absolute rock star. Love that kid.
Yeah.
And then time's flying. So this August will be 8 years since I lost Tristan. So it's just been
through a lot, man.
Flying. Yeah, I mean, over the years I lost my mom, my dad, my sister, my son. Like, it's been just absolutely nutso. And on top of that, career just kind of took off. So when I finished school, career took off. So I've lived in, when I got out of the military in Texas, I lived in Seattle almost 16 years, and I lived 3 years in Michigan, 6 years in Indianapolis, 1 year in Tennessee, and now I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So it's just been.
Yeah, you were all over the map.
One chapter after another, right? Wow.
It is, man. I mean, but you know, when I was that little white, very, very, very innocent young man moving from Wyoming to California, I'd always grown up in, I was a white trash oil field kid, right? You moved every 2 years. So for me, picking up and going's kind of no big deal, right? So,
Wyoming?
Huh?
They have barns in Wyoming?
A lot of barns in Wyoming.
Barns in Wyoming? Wow.
She's so straight faced. God, I love it. Part of it, right? So, I mean, I'll readily admit I've yet to be to a class reunion. It's not because I haven't wanted to. It's just circumstances have not been in a place that I've been able to do it.
So is this your first actual reunion of this sort, or what? Yeah.
I talked to quite a few people, here and there. I haven't talked to Layla in a long time. Shannon and I will touch base every now and then. My boy Shane and I talk all the time, at least once a week. And I still talk to, people from Taft. I probably only talk to 2 or 3 people on a regular basis.
Well, hang out. We'll do more of that. So.
Well, the cool part is, right, and it's kind of, we do this about kind of like in the military too, right? So I spent 11 years total in the Army. I didn't know if you guys knew that. So I spent a lot of time in it.
Yeah. Thanks for your service, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Wow.
You build rapport with people in a relationship that you can go years, and I feel like it now, right? I feel like we're sitting around the quad just shooting the shit. Like, that's crazy.
That's exactly what I was shooting for.
Yeah, or the Joshua tree pounding a beer and after a football
going to the
game.
barn.
Or smoothie. Or
smoothie. Or barn.
I have one other person to fill the blocks, and she used to go to school with you guys. I'm sure you would remember her. Let me see if you can recognize who this is. So I heard Julia. Is that what it is? You've had some bit of voice change since high school. Much deeper nowadays. What's going on, Franco?
Hey, my connection sucks.
Where'd you get that wig out of the old
no.
Oh man, he was in there the whole time. I had to get through the situation first because
she's playing with whiskey.
Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar. Oh, you got some shout outs, Franco. You got a shout out. Apparently Bandy's into you. Yeah. So Shannon, what's going on with you, Shannon?
Well, you're a hot mess.
Get us up.
Well, I liked your 30 and 3 the other night. So in 30 years, I have acquired 3 children, 1 husband, 1 pacemaker, 1 half sister, 1 half uncle. He's a full uncle, but he could be a half. Say that?
I said 2 pacemakers. You just got good.
I'm actually on my 3rd, but yeah. The 3rd one was the most recent. And
how are you now? What's going on here now? Is pacemaker?
Oh, it's fine. Yes, yeah. Okay. I had 3rd-degree heart blockage, which is where the electricity in the heart doesn't communicate, and that was in 2001. So almost 19 years ago.
Was that hereditary?
I was adopted at birth, so I don't know.
That's why I was checking.
It was. Until recently, I've just learned that nobody has had heart problems on my maternal side. Now, my paternal side, I'm still investigating, but I
I will
go
say
ahead.
this. I think it's so awesome that you were able to reconnect with your sister. Like, that was just
I love
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. So that was at the end of 2018. So it's just been recent. My 45th birthday, I took the DNA test. And
That's
because
awesome.
my dad had also taken a DNA test and he learned a lot about his family. So it's obviously I've always been curious about my birth family and always known I had a sister or a brother. Didn't know, but I always knew there was a child before me that was adopted. So it was in the back of my mind, always a dream, a wish. And so I believe very much in manifesting anything that you want. And
I think it's
I manifested a whole human.
so awesome.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's good
So
stuff.
that's
And she's in Bakersfield, right?
she is. In fact,
Crazy.
we had lived in the same zip code at one point, and our birth mother lives in the same zip code and works at a facility that I frequent, but she has no clue who I am.
Wow, what are the chances?
Wow, that's
But I know
crazy.
who she is, and I talk to her, but she doesn't know who I am.
How similar
fun.
how similar do you look to one another? Does she look
Not-
somewhat like you?
Not a thing like me. I am 30% Native American from Mexico, so obviously I identify white, but it's nice to have that other side of me that all my life I've never known. And again, my paternal side, I know that's where I get all of my Hispanic Latina, because my sister is like 100% white. So we don't share the same father, and I'm just trying to locate people on his side. I'm kind of close, but there's just a lot of, obviously I was, unwanted. And so I don't know for sure that he even knows who I am or knows that I exist, which is completely fine. So
That's so
it's
awesome.
fun to learn. I've always had an investigative personality, so this is just right up my alley.
Life can bring you some nice surprises, Shannon.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
my parents, I still live just now I live a few houses down from my folks in the house we first moved to in Bakersfield, which is not far from Shreveport.
Wow, that's amazing.
Shreveport, the street, Shane. I don't live far from there.
Big town. So Shane, what's the latest on you, Shane, to get everybody updated? Mr. Gentry.
No, just
class of 90. We lost Franco. He's going to go get another wig, I think.
When were you in TAP class, Shane?
Work, homeschool the kids, be safe, wash, rinse, repeat. The quarantine thing. We're all living through the same stuff. I mean, it's just quarantine. It's kind of like lima beans, Who likes lima beans?
Yeah.
That's my analogy. Quarantine is like lima beans.
There's always one.
It's good for you. It's got benefits. It's good for you, but you don't really care for the taste. But you do it anyway. That's quarantine. Hey, I get a T-shirt made up there. I can trademark it or something. I don't know. So yeah, like anybody else, like anything y'all are doing, I try to be a good dad and homeschool. I respect teachers a lot more because I'm spending a lot of time online with Maddox. You probably have heard or seen my son has autism, so he has a special needs program. So there's a couple extra layers to the learning. He's great. He does really well. I have better luck with him than mommy does, maybe because I'm more rigid with him, but we still have fun because I'm a big kid. So we do the PE part and try to keep him active. Everything's shut down, including park, but we find our own fun. Just try to stay physical.
We need to talk later, Shane, because I used to personal train a client that was for about 8 years that had a severe autism, and I was like, and we went to so much research and so much trial and error to find out what was going to help with him, and a lot of it was through his GI tract, and he wouldn't be on any type of nutrition, so he was not to get too graphic, but he was constipated, and it made threw him into tantrums.
It's big. I don't want to get off track. There's studies with the enzymes from your digestive system tied to certain proteins in your brain, but that's a whole other story. Yeah. He's well. There's a whole scale with autism. There's the spectrum, they call it. he's considered mild autism to late developer.
Yeah.
And, the challenges vary in degree for what you have, for as far as outreach, teaching, and all that. So I'm fortunate that it's not as difficult as other people's roads. But yeah, it takes a village is a cliche, but a very true statement as far as support system, family, all that.
Amen,
Wade, I know you have deep challenges, and that's a different subject than autism. But yeah, it makes you it makes you a different person. Your patience and your resolve. Yeah, you definitely learn what you're made of.
I'll tell people, right, when they ask, I mean, how difficult is it to raise a child with disabilities, right? And we look at it that we don't treat him any different. We don't
want to be included.
I don't let him win in cornhole, but the amazing part of it is he teaches me more every day than I could ever teach him, which is amazing. So
very, very curious, right?
To sit back and be impressed, that feels great. That's the part I love the most.
Hey, Shane, when was the last time you were in Taft?
Shane? Did you say Shane? Sorry. Matter of fact, that's when I hooked up with Wade last time. I went out years ago to hang out with Aaron and Reno and see old friends, and Wade was in town in Bakersfield. What were we in town for? Was it somebody's wedding, Wade?
No, my mom was sick, so I had made like 15, 20 trips back home. Yeah,
I knew that was happening.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I would always stay with Reno because Reno had a huge house. So we would stay there, and that's kind of, I think, how we connected.
Yeah.
Because didn't we see Matney came over too?
Yeah.
Steve Napier came over too. So it was Nate.
Napier.
What are you giggling
that guy?
for, Stacks?
Brian Thomas and
Nothing.
So last time I was in Taft, Ronnie.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Continue.
No,
I'm listening.
Yeah.
They're way just being rude down there.
I took a dip through town just to go by it, and maybe curiosity, like driving by an accident on the highway or something to see what it look like these days. Like you check out the war zone.
I love our town. I'm so glad we lived there when we did. And I was there last weekend, and I have to go by all the neighborhoods, and I would say, there's where Layla lives, there's where Ronnie. Yeah. I just, it's like you have to do that. But then, you drive by your grandparents' old house, and there's couches on the front porch where you used to play, and it's like, and it's like that everywhere. But
memories,
it's like,
but then,
many great memories.
Then there's the other side of it being realist. You're like, it's not quite what we once knew, and that's fine. You move on. And I spent the lion's share of my time in Bakersfield because a lot of people migrated there. It's usually the first stepping stone to leaving if you leave town. But yeah, I was there probably about a week at a time. I've been out maybe 3 or 4 times. 4, 3, yeah.
Gotcha.
Layla, your hair looks awesome.
My hair?
Layla.
Yeah, it does.
Can I ask you? Are you throwing a ball to your dog right now? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, sorry.
Or are you swatting at gnats? What are you doing over there?
I'm throwing this ball for this dog, my foster puppy, who's been a bad boy.
So you have to give him.
Hey, I gotta tell you one thing about Layla. You guys wouldn't know this. She stepped up, and you know where I'm going with it, Layla. She stepped up and watched my 2 dogs when I traveled all the way to Portugal and back. And I wanted to say thank you so much for doing that. I was like flipping out, trying to get so many things handled all at once, and it was such an overwhelming experience. And she went to the hospital in San Diego, and I was like, oh,
wow!
Thank you so much. I just want to tell you.
So that's awesome.
That was 2015.
I have the yard. I have the space. Yeah. How are the dogs?
Oh, they're doing beautiful. Actually, I run them at least every day. And Toby, I have him on a harness, so he pulls me up a hill because this dog needs 2 hours of exercise a day.
I mean,
whenever you had him,
the dog.
He's a terror, right?
Posted that picture and you said Toby took you off your bike or got a spoke and he had to go to the vet and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that's so Toby, because I legit, like, I had a dog that had to run 20 miles a day, but it fetched. So it was easy. I didn't have to do the work. She had to do the work. This dog, my best friend, is a runner, and she would run the sorry.
It's all right. It's all family. Go ahead.
We're adults.
She'd run the hell out of that dog. I mean, for hours. Like, she was training for a marathon. And so she'd run that dog, and he would come back and still had more to go. I was just like, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
That dog can eat whatever he wants.
Toby's crazy. I had him up pulling me on a bike to go up the hill there for a while. The neighbors like, there's no way, you're not even pedaling. And I was going up this grade, and he's pulling. He's just a little dude, but he's a Doberman Pinscher. He's a middle breed. So he's like a German Pinscher.
German Pinscher.
Yeah, he's a German. So I mean, he's kind of like the mid, like a Doberman, but like a. He looks like a
don't mess
like
with
a mid.
dog.
Yeah, he's like he's Cujo if he doesn't know you, but he's Bambi. But he's Bambi if he knows you. He just gives you like these cuddle eyes and everything. Oh,
did you say Bandy or Bambi?
Bambi.
No, that's Chris Bandy. Hey! That was a good segue.
Timing is everything, huh? Timing is everything. Good one, Wayne. I like that. That was a good one.
What's up, Bandy?
What up, people?
Did you know he was in the lounge? Did you see him in there, Wade, or no? You guys can't see the lounge, can you?
No, he's psychic.
If they're talking.
Yeah, there's comments. I can finally see my screen because the sun went down.
Well, this is supposed to be class of 91, but we're going like 90, 92,
well,
right around that range.
Me and Wade crashed the party.
I'm still in the class. What are you trying to prove?
I know. I did.
Well, we have to have a senior on board with us. That's where you fit in there, Shane. So there you are, the senior of the group. What's going on, Bandy?
Hey, Layla.
Yeah.
My question is, did the dog steal the spare room that I stay at when I come down and hang out?
No, he has to sleep in a crate, which makes me so
Sweet.
I let him come in my bed every morning at 5:30 when he wakes up.
Nice.
So I didn't get a chance to ask you, Layla. Get us caught up on what your world's all about over there. You're still in San Diego, right?
I'm still in San Diego. I've been in San Diego since, I guess, like 94, 93, 94. I did 5 years in Oregon. So I've been back about 6 years, 7 maybe. I don't know. Time flies. Just, God, after high school, I moved down to Upland, like Claremont Colleges by Pomona, where I was born, and got some roommates and waited tables and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And then I moved to San Diego like 2 years later. And then I became a court reporter, and I've been doing that. Gosh, I think this is my 20th year. No, 20th year that I've been certified. So I'm a court reporter. I've done it all. I mean,
yeah, when you're in a time of need, call Layla. She jumps up and takes the bat and starts swinging for you, man.
So when you bats like Joe Pesci.
Yeah,
that's something I want you to handle.
Just like Joe Pesci, yeah.
I've got something you got to handle for me.
So you just mentioned something like Layla, like 20 years, right? You've been doing what you're doing, and that seems like a long time ago. But we have somebody on the call today that is going to celebrate 30th year class reunion.
Who? What?
Wouldn't that be Budsky?
Gotta be
30 years this year.
Yeah, this is it. This is your reunion.
Here's that one.
You're looking at it.
I was like, I was doing the math, like.
Yeah, put that.
I was trying to
like our class and the class of 90 together.
Yeah, I feel like we're all one big class.
To be honest, I wasn't too close with the class above me, except for like Ryan Miller and maybe a couple I can count on my hand. But the camaraderie, I had, it was good chemistry with 91 and 92 class. I had a really fun time socially. That was a real blast.
I remember your mohawk. You went away for summer and you came back and you were like so buff and you had a mohawk. I was like, what the hell happened to Shane?
Yeah, I did the bandy football program.
Yeah, he ate Shane. That's what he did.
Right.
He was a monster. Shane would get me out there and make me run stairs and line drills in the summertime, and I used to hate him.
He was more fit than me. He'd be cooking summer sausage at his mom's joint saying, "Hey, you want some?" And here I was bigger than him, but I was trying to eat right. He would eat everything he could eat, and like he wouldn't gain a pound.
But you know, I mean, when you kind of think about it, right? I mean, 30 years ago, what were we doing 30 years ago at this time? It was prom, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
So,
and yet here you are 30 years later, and we're just shooting the shit like.
It still feels like yesterday to me. I can't believe I'm 45.
It's crazy.
You ever seen the movie Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeves? He's got like this. He hypnotizes himself to go back in time, and then he's always there. But then he has this coin he gets out of his pocket to remind him he's not in that year anymore.
Andor.
But no, I'm saying is it feels like I'm trying to forget like what the age is, because you sit and think about it too much and you start kind of giving into it. So I got to wear my band shirts just about any chance I get. Just keep it young.
There you go.
There you go.
So I mean, I'm 46 years old and I still wear baseball caps, shorts, and flip flops all the time. Right. So
I'm with you, Wade. I'm with you.
So
hey, you be you. That's what I say.
Well, I mean,
I'm 46 and I still rock a bun.
Yeah. I still wear it.
You're magnificent. It's all right.
Ladies have nice buns today. Thank you, ladies.
Well, it's the bun season, quarantine bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
quarantine bun.
8 weeks, and it's been so awesome. I'm like loving this.
If one thing is apparently clear, it's the two beautiful ladies have aged way better than us guys.
Yes.
There's a secret to that.
Let's not forget the last broadcast after YeNDoR was talking to Brandon Smith, and the first question was, "Hey, where's Tara? Is she in the kitchen baking bread?" You want to YeNDoR?
Who would say that? I didn't say that. Was it me? I say that?
You want to explain yourself?
I didn't. Well, I thought that she was a baker. And I thought maybe
it was just funny timing. We're all giving you a hard time.
They're good with bread. I think it's like that phase 1. You learn bread, right? In big school.
Yeah.
Right, Bandy?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
What's going on with Bandy's World? Catch us up. 30 years in 3 minutes. Shannon loved that. Go.
Oh man, didn't I do this last week? Everybody.
He did it last week.
Same thing as last week.
30 years in 2 minutes. Go.
Okay. Teaching, coaching, living in Bakersfield, 2 kids, a beautiful wife. Every chance I'm jealous of Layla because she's in San Diego and I love going down there, but hanging out. But,
sometimes.
And then 2020, lima beans.
Lima beans, baby. But,
he got that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just the coolest thing, man, to see all you guys, and like we're hanging out, man. It's like we're hanging out.
We were hanging out last year.
I know.
January. That was fun. That's the last time I saw Lay and Bandy.
Hey, Rob.
Pop-up reunion.
Yeah, he was a caller who got us private place.
I know. VIP. Help who you know.
That means we go to bars too much, apparently, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Rod, Brandon said that Tara's a dental hygienist and
okay, so they don't bake bread.
There you go, right across.
Yeah, Rod, stick that in your bed breaker and smoke.
Bread baker.
Although they do say more people are learning how to bake bread during the quarantine than
that was a lot of bread.
You know what? Once your bananas go bad, they turn into bread.
That's right.
Or smoothies.
Or you can take the bananas outside and the butterflies they eat bananas. So if you want to attract butterflies.
This is true.
Hey, Wade, what is the state bread of Wyoming?
The state what?
State bred?
Nice.
State bred, Wyoming.
I don't know, Shane. What is it?
Go ahead. Is this a joke?
I would have to say rye. He has a dry person.
It's a rye.
I was gonna guess.
Have another shot.
Hey, Rodney, do you want to bring somebody else in? I'll bow out for a little while.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good for a bit.
Bow me out first.
I think it takes. I think it takes people a little while to figure out to go to Google Chrome and then do the thing and do the thing.
Well, you know, you do know we all have a CAFTI education, so
I know.
It's apparent.
Figure this out.
And go figure it out. I was the first one to figure it out.
So like when the funny story is, right, like when I'm in the military and people say, where are you from? And my nickname was Smitty. So it was like, hey Smitty, where are you from? And I'll say California. And they're like, oh wow, like the beach in LA. And I was like, yeah, no, a little further inland. Well, where are you from? Taft. And they're like, Taft?
What's a tap? What's a tap?
People in Oregon always ask me.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I do have somebody that wants to say hello, and I think you'll thank me for this one. Okay?
Kick me out, Rod. Kick me out.
Okay, I'm gonna pull Bandy Class of '92 out first.
Layla, do you have an earpiece you can put in?
Do I need it?
Yeah, because we can't hear you when you talk, and then
I can hear.
I can hear her. She's just backed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, you can like this one. You're gonna like this one. The first initial is D, last initial is W, and I know how to find Waldo.
Oh.
There's Waldo. Where's Waldo? Waldo.
Are you on Castaway?
Wow.
He is the OG of Waldo's.
Are you in Castaway 2, the sequel? Hey, Waldo, I love you. You're my old next door neighbor. It's good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Dan?
Dan, you age well.
Doing well, man. Doing well.
Waldo's never on social shit.
Look, right here.
See?
That's our camera.
Thank you for responding, Waldo.
This way. That way.
I heard you ran into Heber.
What's up, buddy? What's up, bud?
It was kind of out in the dirt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In
Same
the
trail
old
or
hills
something.
of Taft. They were. Yeah, I didn't even really recognize them. We were riding some motorcycles. Well, I wasn't riding. My kid was, and he had walked by with his crew. And on the way back, Chuck McKinnon was with me, and he said, "Hey, that's Heber." I go, "Oh, all right." And we talked for a while. It was pretty nice to see him.
How long had it been since you saw him last?
Shoot, man, that's a good question. I couldn't even tell you.
That's crazy.
You know, I don't know how long ago it was, man. It's a long time. You know what? Actually, he came by Bakersfield High to see what they do there, and we kind of walked by each other, but really didn't know each other. Just said, "What's up?" He didn't say a word. I didn't really know it was him. Next thing I know, I got a text. "Hey, that was me. Sorry, I didn't say anything." I go, "Dude, I didn't even know it was you, man."
Everybody walking around with weird hair and beards. No one recognizes anybody.
No kidding.
So what are you up to nowadays, Mr. Dan Walters? Get us updated. What's up in your world?
He said 30
years. 30 and 30. You can spend 30 minutes.
30 years.
If you want.
Yeah, 30 years.
30 years. Shane has a 30-year class.
He's doing the Taft math.
Taft math.
Oh, shit, you're right, man. You had to remind me, Shane.
That'd make me a sophomore. I think I was a sophomore 30 years ago.
We were, Rod. We were sophomores.
Sophomores. So what's new with you, Dan? Do you have anyone that even calls you Waldo besides us five?
Oh, you'd be surprised, man.
You'd be surprised, right? I thought so.
Yeah, a guy I coach with who wasn't from where we're from, he calls me Waldo all the time. And he heard he had heard because Franco had coached with us for a bit years ago, and it just stuck with it. He calls me, But
okay.
there's quite a few that do.
Can I tell the story of whenever I first met you? and you probably don't remember this.
Absolutely.
It was a baseball, right? And you're all, I go, what's up, Waldo? And you were like, and I said it in a way like I was, and you didn't like it at first, you know, and then like I was poking at you or something, and then you're all, what's up, Rodney? You said Rodney, but then you go, the cool thing, Rodney, you used to call me, and then you said this, you go, at least I have a cool name like Waldo, because if anybody kicks my ass, they just beat up a dude named Waldo. And then you're like, I'm forever clear. I'll just keep the name Waldo, and I'm clean forever.
Yeah.
Protection.
Yeah. That was my get out of free card, man. Hey, you just whipped Waldo's ass. You're tough.
See?
Yeah.
I don't know if I was the only one you told that story to. Probably not, but I remember that story.
I had to use that to my advantage.
I always thought you're brilliant from that moment forward. So that's how it went. That's how it went down.
He's a smart guy. Waldo's brilliant. You gotta watch Waldo. He's very intelligent.
He has an element of brilliance. I know Waldo.
I don't know if I'm that smart, man.
By the way, Franco says hi.
I went to college. I'm sure everyone knows, in San Diego. So we got to spend some quality years together. It was awesome, right, Waldo?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me? No.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, those were.
What was your roommate's name again?
Kurt.
These two knuckleheads.
You were down there around the time Laura Kelly was there too, right?
Yeah, but I only ran into her
yeah.
one time. Actually, I met up with her at my little local bar in PB that's no longer there anymore. And she was with her boyfriend, not the guy she's with now. And she was, I think, just finishing college. And that was the last time I physically seen Laura. Yeah, I know, and I only saw her one time. But Waldo and I, we tore this place up.
By the way, Waldo, Franco says hello, or maybe that was his sister, not Amy, but the other sister. He came on earlier to say hi. I think you may have missed that part.
Waldo.
Oh, Franco was on?
Franco.
He came on in a girl's wig, blonde wig.
He's self-conscious. He's self-conscious of his hair, so he throws hair on all the time now.
Well, I you don't want to see what I got on if I stand up, man, because it's not much. So
that's so funny.
We'll take your word for it.
Literally, it's not much.
So if you guys all had one call out to come out to do this with you guys, who would it be? So we'll do this again in the future, but I was curious on who you wanted me to try to bring on board.
I wanted Gup, man. Gup.
I want someone to find Jonesy, Brian Jones.
Brian Jones.
Did you see that picture, Layla?
Yeah, and that made me think of it. I swear,
I know.
Over the years, I've tried to find that guy so many times. He cracked me up.
I don't know what.
I called out Stymie.
I don't know what my
deal was.
Oh, I almost had. I just wanted to say, I almost had Stymie. There's Brian Jones. Brian Jones.
Like this whole album is
Jonesy.
Oh my God!
Danny.
Jonesy in the house. Uh-oh. Danny's out. He's gonna go get pictures.
All right, I got a question for Danny when he comes back.
Rocked him.
He and Jones played hoops together.
There you are. Get me away. There you go.
All right. Who's familiar with NBA players?
Say that again.
What?
Who's familiar with NBA players?
Kinda, sorta.
I know about
Reggie Miller. All right, wait. You know Reggie Miller?
I've heard the name.
Yes.
Wait.
I know Reggie Miller. Yes.
Brian Jones reminded me of our school's Reggie Miller. Like he was pretty talented. He was sneaky, like
Reggie
just
Miller.
really athletic.
Dropping threes.
Danny,
that boy
didn't Brian Jones remind you of Taft's white Reggie Miller? He liked to talk junk and he was good at hoops and he made every shot.
Yeah, just think if the guy actually cared.
Oh, geez.
That's so true.
Yeah, that dude didn't give a shit about nothing, dude.
Nope.
Right.
Shit about one thing.
He liked his weed.
We got
stole from his dad, but
we got to bring Jonesy on the floor here. Where's he at? Somebody go call him.
He
Shane,
fell
go call
off the
Jones.
earth.
Do you fall
So
off there?
Shannon, do
I'd
you
love
do
to
you
see
have
what
a
that dude's doing. Last I heard, he was in Colorado, I think.
Is he?
This, I call out Garrick Bierke.
oh my
Garrick.
god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
You've
seen
been,
that one.
you've been called out.
I have a great story with Garrick.
Shoot
When
it.
we were about maybe 7th, 8th grade, we were riding our little BMXs out for wherever, and the big expanse of fields where look left and right, plenty of fields around Taft. He and I once started a 5.5 acre fire that we got away with.
Oh shit!
How old were you guys?
We were like high-fiving in secret, but we were when it happened.
It wasn't in Australia, right? You was here locally.
No.
No, okay, just checking. Just had to check.
We didn't realize, at the moment something seems fun, then it gets funny, and then it's like, oh dear, what do we do? And then it reached the level of panic, and then we biked on out of there. So what happened was, I don't know what happened. He lit something on fire because maybe it was a stage when you're in the fire. It was a milk carton, and we're surrounded by weeds and dry plants. And so he goes to stomp it out.
Tumbleweed.
And he stomps on the milk carton, which causes a fan and blows everything out to the weeds. And then we start looking around like, no, this isn't looking too good. So we decided to look at each other. We look at our bikes. We look at each other. This guy in an oil pickup stops, and he gets a fire extinguisher, comes running out there, and he sees us. He goes, oh, go call for help. We got on our bikes and we biked home.
Wow.
And as we're biking home back to Taft into town, we hear all the sirens. As a young kid, all the thoughts in your head are like, you go home and we call each other later. Hey, did you hear anything? No, did you? No. And they're like,
sure, got the bodies.
Or had a picture of like such and such fire was caught and extinguished and blah blah. We're like,
Damn.
Anyway, it's not a party until you start a fire.
I think that statute of limitations has passed, right?
Yeah.
That's my story. Michelle Mallory ran my car, the Blue Bomber, through off Taft Highway or whatever that road is that you come from, like by the police station over there, Taft Highway, I guess it is. Through the chain link fence and through someone's garage who happened to be sitting in their garage drinking cocktails. And she was 15 years old. And so I was like, hurry, get out of the car and switch. So we switched and we drove the car out to Airport Road, way out in the desert, and assessed the damage. And it was like raked from going through the chain link fence. And so we took it home and parked it in front of my dad's. And my dad came home and he's like, what in the hell happened to the Blue Bomber? I was like, oh, the throttle stuck, because I wasn't supposed to be letting her drive it. Oh, the throttle stuck. And I went through the chain link fence, Dad, and into someone's garage. He's like, holy shit, what happened?
Yep, the old Blue Bomber through the chain link
fence. That shit sold within 6 hours. He was like,
oh my god.
We are farmers.
Hey,
you made the paper the next day, and we were both like, I don't know what happened. That's crazy. Who would do that?
Hey, Waldo. Bandy's asking you to tell a couple of stories from when we were in baseball and we'd be sitting on the bench and you'd be eating sunflower seeds talking shit. Bandy wants you to tell a story.
Oh, yeah, he says Wade missed most of the story because you were actually on the field.
Listen, I do got a good story about that. Yeah. I did talk a lot of shit from the bench. I didn't play. I was terrible. But this one time we were in Corcoran and I started talking shit to Durkin. And he's like, hey, won't you shut up, this and that? And believe it or not, he's making fun of like my ball hairs. Okay, understand what I'm talking about.
How do you know about your ball hairs, man?
Hey, come on, man. That's when people shower. That's when people shower together, dude. Anyway, I stood up and I go, hey, dude, you need to quit talking shit, man. And he goes, well, show us your ball hairs. And I started to, and when I went down, he had a big old thing of cold ice water, man, and just went. And I jumped up and hit my head on the dugout. And the coach said, you guys just start running. Just start. During the game, we had to run down and touch the fence and stuff. Yeah, it was bull.
Guppy says hello. Gup!
Gup was there, dude. Gup was there. I don't know if he saw
Gup
that.
knows.
But
Is that Gup's high school
Yeah.
picture? Is that Gup's high school picture right there? I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know. It might be.
On his profile?
Profile. Yeah, I have quite a few other people that wanted to come on board here to say hi. It's so funny.
Okay, you want me to get out?
No, you're good. No, they haven't figured it out yet. So we're all from Taft, so it might take a while. So we got to burn some time out. So
Hey, Waldo,
Maybe I could do it.
it took me 2 years just to come this far. So
You want me to
Hey,
tell
but
another
here's
good
the
Taft
thing.
story?
What were you gonna ask?
now, Wade, you knew I would talk shit to even our guys. My funnest was getting under Sky Libby's skin, dude.
Oh,
Sky used
that's too easy.
But
I
that's,
think-
that's not hard to do.
I remember you making you made John Arnold cry on the bus that one day. You remember that?
Waldo,
Waldo, I will say this: you were fearless, and I admired your honesty because you didn't care, and you.
That's a good picture.
I mean,
We loved it.
you know, he shows
that's pretty
no
much
one knows.
No.
So, Rodney, how did I make that guy cry, man?
You were in the bus. It was after a game you pitched, and you were talking to him, and I forget what it was, and he was just like, "You're all, bro, you gotta." You were trying to talk him into like having discipline. And you were trying to tell him he had a lack of discipline, and you said, I think you said you're going to talk to his dad about this. You know how his dad is, right? And he's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
and he starts getting all emotional. But you were just pranking him. You were just joking. You could tell you were looking at me, just kind of smirking. And then, but he starts tearing up. I'm like, Waldo, man, easy. He's gonna go through therapy when he gets older because of this day, you know. But no,
he was
I
not
think you patched it out.
Yeah,
You patched it up though
What
afterward.
a
He was not wrapped
well,
very
I'm
tight.
sure.
He wasn't
was
wrapped very tight. He was always wound like he was gonna snap at any minute anyway. Like
Yeah.
he'd get
Yeah.
pissed off, and coach would be up his ass, and he'd start beating people. Like he would throw at the batters. He'd get pissed. He'd be like, "Fuck you," and just start hugging them. Dude was crazy.
What did Bandy say last night? Man, Dirk's really let himself go during quarantine. He looks like a mountain man. He's just,
That's what I said. He's on that. What was that? Castaway. No, your flowing locks do look good. Your hair looks pretty. Like you use
I
good
love it, man.
Don't you?
you condition.
yeah, you
But
look good, Waldo. You look like
I got power alleys, so I try to cover them up. I try to
There
cover
you
up
go.
Power alley.
I just want to run my fingers through it though. It looks so smooth.
So I've always had a bone to pick with you, Waldo, because
Uh-oh, here we go. Let it out. You 30 years?
Get in line for that one, dude.
30 years in the
Yeah.
making. Here we go. Come on. Give it to
So
me.
I was number 9 my freshman and sophomore year, and so when I was coming up to varsity, I asked Waldo for number 9, and he goes, "Wade, go fuck yourself." Pretty much what he said.
That's so funny.
Waldo, I told you, man. You speak.
I wasn't giving that up, dude. Come on, I had to have some pride somewhere.
Nope.
Wade,
you
do you
didn't.
remember that you and I got suspended together for fighting in the quad?
With each other?
Yeah,
Oh,
over Krista. You and Krista were fighting, and then
Y'all had
I
a
got in the
PMB
middle of it.
Dude,
because I thought that was my
Whoa,
duty.
whoa.
hey,
There's a
And
battle.
then Wade and I
There's
got in
a
a
lot
fight,
of
and
shit about
somehow
to come
Wade and
out
I
right
end
now.
up in
I'm
the
just telling
detention
you.
center.
Oh, look
3
at
days
that.
detention.
Oh, is that Mr. Who's that?
that's
Mr.
so
Brown?
And we were friends. We were like, we've worked it out. It's cool. We don't need to be in trouble
1989.
anymore.
I was just trying to change the subject.
And the principal was the biology teacher. He was so sweet. What was his name? Or the chemistry or biology teacher. He was our principal. Wickwire.
Oh, Wickwire. I almost forgot about Wickwire. Oh my God.
Wickwire was awesome.
I loved him.
Well, the whole reason why we were fighting, right? The whole reason why it started, all the coaches knew about all the stuff that happened. And they just hit me on the back and said,
"That's right. I do remember
really
now.
dug your shit this time, didn't you, Smith?"
I do remember now.
I did.
I couldn't remember why it started.
Well, and then I had another incident, right? And Waldo knows this one. He told me it was stuff happened, and then we were at a party.
Stuff happened.
Yep. Some stuff happened, and we were at a party up by what was the place we always went that had the wooden oil derrick?
Oh yeah,
Paradise.
Now,
any other place in the fields?
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're at a
Heaven,
party.
hell,
We're at a party, and Waldo he came up and he put his, you may not remember the story. He put his arm around me after he knew what transpired, and he goes, "You got to have about the biggest balls of any dude that I've ever talked to," because he knew the shit that was about to come upon me.
Yeah.
Which was funny. A quad conversation. So,
well, hey, I got it.
We're best
Time
friends
out.
for you.
Time out. Hey, I'm gonna have Mr. Shane Gentry taking over as host. I'm gonna pull myself out here because I don't want you guys not to have this experience. I gotta bounce. Hold 1 second. I do have somebody coming in.
Oh yeah,
though.
your doctor's there.
In my place, yeah, I got the nurse that just is coming to the door. So I'm gonna pull myself out, and you have nice baseball talk with.
Yeah, baseball talk.
So Shannon, back to you.
Oh, me?
Yes, back to you.
I remember one story. Shannon got so pissed off at us. Her car was parked across the street. Holy shit.
Oh my God! I feel like I'm on Oprah and I just won prizes.
What is that? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm using my son's headphones, Sony headphones, and I'm like, hey, I don't know how to use all this
Perfect. How fun. Hi.
Everyone looks great.
You do. Oh, boy, there's a blast from the past.
Good to see you, Gordon.
Yeah, it's great to see
you. I'm the only one drinking. I look like such an
No, I have my non-alcoholic beer.
You haven't taken a sip the whole time.
Who, me or them? Oh.
Well, I know you don't drink anymore, but them.
But I still love beer.
So the story, there was a story one time when we were all hanging out at Brecco's house, and Shannon had her car parked across the street.
I just told my story the other day.
And it was...
I'm full of jungle juice.
Okay, what's your ETA?
So there was it was me, Dodson, Tuttle, Brecco, and one other person. And what we did was we bounced Shannon's car.
Okay, do your thing.
To put the ass in and rear axle onto the sidewalk. So we basically lifted her car up and then moved it up on the sidewalk. And
okay, cool, great.
Because I was staying the night somewhere where I shouldn't have been, and I left my car there.
That is correct. We just wanted you to know that we were watching out for you.
Well, yeah.
Gordon, tell us what's up.
Oh, Gordon.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Give us 30 years in 3 minutes. Go.
Say that again.
Give us 30 years in 3 minutes. Go.
Oh my gosh. I'm an Okie. I live in Oklahoma. Been here forever. 3 kids. Fat, out of shape.
Aren't we all?
Coach baseball, soccer dad. Never thought I'd love soccer. I love it. My daughter's a big soccer buff. Got a 3rd child that my 3rd son we adopted overseas. I don't know if some of you guys may know this stuff, but I don't know. It's good to see everybody. I wish I could see the whole panel. It's awesome. So,
this is us.
Is this it? Everyone that's involved right now?
I think there's people maybe in the lounge, but yeah. This is
okay.
Right.
Rodney started this. It's his baby.
Yeah.
He did this last week for his initial show, and we had, a broadcast. It was like a fun, almost like a Howard Stern radio show. Very fun, just to bring all of us back together. He had subject matter. He was like interviewing. He had to step off for some business. He's going to pop back in soon. So it's his thing. He got me involved because I was just screwing around online doing videos, just being goofy and stupid because I'm bored with the quarantine. Anyway, good friends, good times. That's what it's all about. And he's just checking in on everybody, and everybody's sharing time and their stories.
Rod,
it's awesome. I didn't know anything about this StreamYard, and I was like,
I didn't either.
Crumb. So I called my son. I was like, hey, I can do pivot tables and all kinds of worksheets, but what's this StreamYard? He's like, Dad, you're going to need this. So, but no, it's awesome.
Well,
it really is.
So I was talking to Rodney about it because Amy Rohal has a corporate Zoom account where you can get a lot of people on. And then after talking to Rod on the side,
I have one of those, but I haven't used it.
Well,
I have one as well.
He said
I don't know how.
He wanted to keep it small like this to keep it more intimate, because when you get a group talk, like we'd talk over each other and it would just be really, so he wanted to keep things very intimate and then be able to, because I think we're going to continue to do this, and then each week we'll bring new people to the panel, and then we can sit back and watch and send comments and everything else to give people an opportunity to everybody talk and catch up. So
yeah,
and you'll notice people are commenting because they're watching us on Facebook.
Yes.
Oh,
so keep it clean.
Perfect. Okay.
And
I've been receiving a couple private chats. From
Sorry about the swearing. I didn't know they were watching it live. Oh, I guess it does say live.
It is live.
Oh.
Gordon, we were talking about this earlier. What do you think of the ladies' buns? Don't they look lovely? Look at the ladies.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
Keep them together, man. Quarantine.
I just got my haircut like 3 days ago because it was just like the Beatles shaggy. I looked like Paul McCartney. It was just like all straight. So, yeah. But no.
I haven't done my hair.
Hey, Hegman, I like the accent, man. He got an accent. I love it,
man.
Yeah.
Do I have an accent?
A little bit of it.
Just a tad.
Oh, yeah. You got a little accent. I love it, though, man.
See, everyone says that.
In the summer.
What are you talking about? We're from Taft. We
right.
all sound like we're from Oklahoma.
That's true.
Hey, Gordon, I noticed on your post some things about your son and baseball and everything. You must be pretty proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's just.
What's going on?
Huh? What's
going on with your son in baseball?
I mean, he's really
good.
He's better than I was.
Wow, that says something.
Look at his coach.
Well, also Papa helped quite a bit too. My dad's been out here coming to visit and been helping out with stuff, but no, he's good. He's got a better work ethic than me. He's he's done really
good.
Well.
How old is he?
He's 16.
Wow. So is he looking to play in college?
Yeah, sports in general, I think, and you guys can agree, but it's a different story now. Like we've already got him sending, letters of interest to different colleges and universities, and he's played at Wichita State, and he's playing some.
Yeah, they do it early now.
They really do.
Wow.
My
friend's kid in hockey was being recruited, started being scouted a freshman in high school. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Even my daughter with soccer, it's but there's a backside to it as well. Like even with social media now, everybody just showing their TikTok dances, and like specifically the women, the girls, when they're doing all this crazy stuff, they have people that are hired by universities to actually pull up your account and kind of watch them, how they act off the field.
Right, absolutely.
And I mean, it's a matter of a scholarship or no scholarship. So it's cool, but
Yeah.
So are you
imagine if we had this when we were in high school and like you could just oh my God, it was bad enough that you had to write a note to them and tell them you hated them. Like this is crazy.
I was so glad there's no proof of anything.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Damn good.
No documentation.
Hey, Gordo, do you coach your boy like your dad coached you? Because your dad was one of the toughest coaches I'd ever
restrict.
I think it's a balance. I think I've learned a lot, but it's like there was times where I wanted to kind of like really just chew his butt, but it's like it's not effective. I've learned. Early I was real hardcore, but I think as I got older and he's got older, it was like
little touch of Phil Jackson with the Zen and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But enough about me. I mean, since the panel, I kind of came in late. You guys kind of catch me up with what's going on. I mean,
it's like a Brady Bunch with 6 blocks.
Yeah.
I'll start, and we can move down the line to Shannon and Wade. Gordon, I've moved a long time ago. Of course, everybody escaped TAP if they did, and I moved to the East Coast. Had some family roots there. Started over. I was living in Virginia Beach recently for a while, since like 2002 till about a year ago. I have 2 kids and we're divorced, but we co-parent, and due to circumstances, I was able to transfer with my company. So I moved toward DC. I live outside DC, and 15-year-old daughter, 9-year-old son, just trying to be the good dad and work and live and, teach the right way. And here I am, reconnecting with everybody. Thank goodness for technology and the coronavirus world we're living in. And so I'm going to use this moment to slide to the next slide to Shannon.
I'll be right back. I have to plug in.
Oh, thanks, Shane. I'll take it from here. I moved from Taft to the big city of Bakersfield in '93, and got married in 2001 to a Bakersfield native, and we have 3 kids, all boys, 20, 18, and 17. I have a senior graduating this year, so that's exciting. And we have an agriculture fertilizer brokerage firm that we broker to nearby farmers and elsewhere. So that's what I do. I'm working from home now. I have a side business and just raising puppies and young men as the best of my ability.
So
Awesome.
So your adult life is not much that different from your younger life, where you were always surrounded by men, right?
Correct. Oh, yes.
Onward.
And dachshunds.
She always had guy friends, Shane. That's what
I had lots of guy friends, yes.
Well, some people relate better, I guess, on different levels. That's all.
I think I was friends with a lot of people, male and female.
Yes.
But I think because I like to hang out in the field, probably more than most girls, that probably had more boys.
Hey,
you said that. You said that.
Anywho, that's me in a nutshell. Lance, take it from here.
Thank you.
You remember which side to turn to, huh?
It's funny. You're like, you're next.
Yeah. What's up, Gordo?
Hey, Wade.
Let's see. I spent 10 years in the Army, several deployments, went to college, put myself through college, married, 2 boys. One, I didn't know if you knew, but I had one that passed like 8 years ago. And then have a special needs son, boy with Down syndrome, that's absolutely amazing guy. I've moved numerous times, so I don't know, probably 10 states in the last 20-something years. So I currently live in Albuquerque, New Mexico right now. So about it. I'm an essential, so I'm still working and got a job. So that's the positive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
Very cool.
So, Layla, it's your turn.
I've been in San Diego since about 2 years after high school, and then 5 years in Oregon, in Portland, which I loved, and I miss the Northwest so much. I'm a court reporter, been doing that forever.
I love your stories about that.
Yeah.
Single as it gets. I honestly, I love my life. I couldn't be happier, to be honest.
Hey, Layla, you said you lived in Portland, right?
Yeah.
Is it true they have an annual event where they naked bike ride?
Oh, I watched it every year.
Up there?
So,
and it's freezing cold when they do it. It's always like raining. And one year I was there, it was nice. But it's freezing, and people get out there naked and ride their bicycles for a long time.
I don't know how I know this, but I do know this, that I used to travel quite a bit playing ball, softball and stuff all over the country. And we would always frequent the same kind of establishments that served. And I will tell you that there is no better place in this entire country than Portland, Oregon, that has ladies of the night. So
that's so true. They have
saying.
like the oldest strip club in the country or something.
A beer, a steak, lay $1
my
right
glasses
there. There's
off
no
of
better
my
place.
face with her feet.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, well, this is talent.
It's true.
All right, guys. Waldo, let's.
Hey, I thought the ladies of the night went to the Oasis, dude, and Taft. Those are some good ladies of the night, dude.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Cinder
Portland's pretty
Street.
liberal. It's totally legal to be naked anywhere in Portland. Like you can walk into a store naked and no one can arrest you for it.
Really?
So, yeah, there's lots of naked people everywhere. Like they're just naked, and you just get used to it.
It is hippie as hippie can be in Portland.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
My first time there is hiking down to these falls, hiking down to this lake at the bottom of these waterfalls. And we hiked down there and we were like on a road trip. So I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And like all the boys were hanging out up at the van, like, you know,
hanging out.
And so we girls go down to the water and then we're walking back up the hill and there's all these naked people walking down. So we're just eye level with genitalia, like the whole walk up. And I was like, okay, all right. And then we got up to the top and there was like signs everywhere. It's like, oh, you know, you will see naked people. Nudity is allowed in Oregon. I'm like, all right.
First warning sign.
Go.
All right, Waldo, what's up? Fill Gordon in.
I'm married still.
Him and Wilson just swam off the island.
Waldo reminds me of the dude. Like
the dude. It's one of my favorites, man. That's the look I was going for, man. Hey, that was my goal.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Waldo?
I'm in Bakersfield. Got a couple kids, 16 and 15, and I want them out. Want them to but
when
hey, like
here,
Gordon,
wow.
like you're talking baseball. My son plays a lot. It was pretty cool to hear like his name, like he on the opening day is starting center fielder. I thought it was awesome. I teach at BHS, so baseball is all right, but it was pretty cool to hear that because he looks at the history of the school's so old, but it's kind of cool to watch him take the field, man, knowing that they're way better than I ever was. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a different perspective of like the opening part of the game, national anthem, even at baseball games, you know, going to pro baseball games around here, going down to Texas. But even when my son's out there and he's a catcher and he's behind the dish or he's out on the mound during the national anthem, it just gives me chills. It gives me emotional. It really is cool to see.
Isn't it beautiful?
What you're describing. It's like, hey, especially with the last name on the uniform, you can see it, you know, and to hit, you know.
And hey, Wade, he's number 9 too, by the way.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Wade wanted that number, and I told him no. I told him to get Ben.
Gordon, some of the memories that come back to high school life is sports, and you were a big part of that. Like, you were naturally very talented in many sports, and it was always fun playing with you and learning with you because you kind of uplifted others around you. It was nice.
Well, I will tell you that, you know, when you watch, it didn't matter if it was football or baseball or even basketball. When you were watching Gordon, like he was a man among boys.
Yeah.
I had the mustache.
You got close.
all by himself.
Why didn't you guys tell me to shave that mustache?
Dude, I had
Hell no, dude. No way. That thing is badass, dude.
I'm telling
your
you.
excuse, Shannon. I'm
Hey,
kidding.
say hi.
I'm telling you now.
I'm
High school kids now and high school
There's
athletes.
Rockstar.
You say hi? Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
Yeah, baby.
we know you.
Hi.
You're famous.
Yeah. How old are you, Tyler? 24. He's 24. We just
Wow.
got haircuts today. So
Nice.
Looks better than
Looking
mine.
good. You look so handsome.
Who's better looking, you or your dad?
do your hair. Do your hair. What do
I
I?
don't think he can hear. He said, "Who's better looking, him or your dad?"
Who's better looking, you or me? Both. Both.
Oh, there you
Fair,
go.
fair.
That's my
Yeah.
boy.
Good boy.
So good.
Okay, well, I'll be back in a few, guys. We gotta call mom. She's stuck in the hospital, so I'll be back.
Okay, give her our best.
Bye, Wade. Good catching up.
Take care, Wade.
So, Gordon,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a phrase to you, and I'm going to let you run with it.
Uh-oh.
Shreveport Court.
What?
Shreveport Court.
Shreveport Court. Wow. Really? You're going to go back in the day.
First name the cast, and then take it away with whatever stories you got.
Oh, man. Steve Matney, Reno Reese, and Beaker, Shane Gentry. Right?
Was that
don't
the
forget
street
about the
Matt
next
you looked
neighbor.
up?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dave.
Baker.
That's where a lot of those pictures came from that I posted.
I used to go to parties there every time I would come home and visit.
Remember the
That
neighbor?
was
Dave?
the place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So you may all have been there. I remember you came out to some of the parties. The next door neighbor. Well, let's start off. Steve's dad bought the house because we're all going to college, and he wanted to okay, I'm going to make an investment. When they get done with school, I'll just sell it or whatever.
Yeah, what did that house look like?
I know these kids are responsible and they're, good kids and they'll take care of it. And we did, we did the yard. We drank a little beer. And the neighbor next door was this guy, Dave, big, giant, overweight dude. And he always talked real gruff like this. And he had this phrase he coined. Sorry, ladies, no offense. I try to be a gentleman, but he said, yeah, I'll go back in there and see the missus. I'm going to get me some gut. Gut? It didn't sound too appealing. But yeah, we all liked him. Dave and Steve, since Steve was the de facto dad or the head of household because his dad
The
owned
responsible master of the house.
Right. He would lean on the fence at night, and as the sun's going down, sort of like something you'd see on King of the Hill, and have their little conversations as neighbors. And they'd lean on the fence and do chew together and talk about life. And then he'd come in and tell us about the stories and things that this Dave would share with them. Another big chapter of that house, among us who lived there, we had some good times, many, probably too many to count. We got some nights when there was no one around and it was just all four of us. Gordon can probably attest to this. We'd have card games or whatever. We'd all sit around, whatever drinking games we'd have, and then it'd turn into dare games. And I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
And then you would make the girls go rent the porno for you. I remember that.
Gordon got the best of me one night, and it got down to where I had lost different particles, and he had thrown my clothes, or Steve thrown my clothes on the basketball hoop in this cul-de-sac we lived in. So I had to go jump to get it. I'm only 5'9", mind you. We're all drunk, and I have to go retrieve my clothes at the top of this basketball hoop. So they're all hamming it up, having a good time, laughing at me, make several attempts in a row to get my clothes back. Meanwhile, didn't Dave's wife said something about the next day?
Yeah. I forget Dave's wife's name, but she was, I guess she saw that. She got to saw Shane streaking a little bit.
Probably the highlight of her whole life.
It's cold out.
Remember when we lost you in Tijuana, Shannon?
Oh, how can I forget?
You almost got sold to be a prostitute.
Yes, yes, I do recall. I should have stopped drinking a long time ago. It was all downhill after
and
that.
Vander was gonna leave her. She's like, just leave her. She didn't tag along. It's her fault. I'm like, I can't leave my friend in the freaking Tijuana alley.
I still can't. Well, I could not drink tequila after that. Like that, I was done. No margaritas, no tequila. Even smelling it. I think I was hugging that toilet until 6 o'clock the next night. It was bad. Yeah, and we got tattoos that day, and so we were getting into the bars for free because we were flashing our tattoos.
Yeah. And when I found her, she was literally just sitting in the alley, and she was like, I'm going to live here now. I'm just going to live here now. I can't walk.
Sorry, Mom, if somebody's having a watch party and this is on Facebook.
But no, you cannot live in Tijuana. That's
no.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Bandy.
Yeah.
Tell me.
He's back.
What's up, Bandy?
What's up, Gordo? How are you, man?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Heck yeah, you too.
I was just getting ready to ask Danny about catching me up on a little party that we had in his parents' trailer, and we were drinking red hot wine and eating Cheez-Its.
Favorite time.
And him and Brent, we were playing quarters, remember?
Yeah, well, that was 8th grade, wasn't it?
I know. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
that was before you knew red wine was bad.
I remember hitting the pavement with my face. I remember Chad Anderson's dad, Coach Anderson, at the swimming pool. And I remember my brother laughing at me at home because I was dry heaving, and he said I was grounded for like a month. That's all I remember. But I remember Durkin, like, go ahead, Gordon, drink it. Go ahead, just drink it.
Yeah, I got taken home to my mom.
And then we were stupid enough to go to the pool.
Penny a pound dance, that motherfucker.
There's no way we should have went to the pool, dude. We rode our skateboards down there. Fell about 10 times a piece. We're all skin up. You didn't last very long, dude. He puked on the deck at the high school swimming pool, man.
Yeah. Hey, I got a quick question.
We were terrible. We were terrible kids.
If we all had a nickel for every time Brent Durkin told us, "Hey, just drink it," how rich would we be?
Airport edition kids. We started really early because we were all in that tight-knit little community. And
I remember going with someone, and I don't remember who it was, some friend of Brent's and a friend of all of ours, but we drove to pick Brent up from his job at the liquor store, and he goes, yeah, pick me up in the alley. So I'm like all innocent, like whatever. So we pull down the alley, and he's literally just throwing cases of beer in the back of his car, but stealing it from the liquor store. That's my boyfriend. Awesome.
Yeah. That's a good one. I remember when Gup used to be a meat slicer at Hallmark Foods.
Oh yeah, totally.
We'd pull up in the back.
Come here, let me slice your meat.
And speaking of throwing beer in, throw beer in the car, Gup would sneak it out the back. We'd be out of there, man. It's perfect.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, I've got it. My dog is getting a little antsy. It's walking time, so I've got to go take him for a walk. And if you're still around in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I'll pop back in. Love you guys. So great to see all your faces.
Good to see you, Layla.
Love you,
Take care, Layla.
I love you, Layla. My son just told me he fixed dinner, finished fixing dinner, and it's ready now. So I'm going to have to bail here.
Great.
Good to see you, Shannon.
It's good to see you guys. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye, Shannon.
Good to see you. How do I get out of here?
Waldo, what are you sipping there, brother?
Screwball.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny you said that. Julio popped on earlier, and he had a wig. And his screen name was Screwball. I guess that's a character. Rodney's back.
Hey, I don't want to cut off your story. Hold on a second. I'm going to let you guys still roll for a while, man. I got an issue I got to take care of. I got issues. But I'm gonna keep you guys going, and yeah, I'll check back with you in just a bit. So, keep it clean. Just kidding. Now you can keep it dirty. Girls are gone, so you can do whatever you want now. So there you go.
Nice.
All right, I'll be back. See you guys.
Okay.
Take care.
Hey, Gordon, remember we'll go back to the Shreveport courthouse again. As many of stories as we have for that place. Steve operated that place pretty responsibly, as you remember. Like,
He did.
Although we would party, he had 2 giant trash cans, one for cans, one for bottles. Place be packed, and he got everybody abided. They had bottles and cans, and we took it down. Here's the efficient thing, because Steve, he's a pretty intelligent dude. We would take it to the recycle place somewhere in the seedy part of Bakersfield, and we would get a refund, and he would use that profit to purchase more beer toward the next party. Always thinking ahead he was.
Hey, I went to Craig Hamilton's bachelor party at that place, and it was probably one of the best bachelor parties I've ever been to in my life, dude. It was unbelievable.
Was that the one where they had strippers, where one of them was one girl I used to date? And I didn't know it when she showed up?
I don't know, dude. I just know that was a show, man. That was unreal. Did you go to that, Bandy?
I can't remember if I went to that or which one. Wait?
Craig Hamilton and Brian Thomas went nuts at it, dude.
Oh, I was there. I do.
Yeah. Remember the chick had the double side, dude? It was awesome.
Yep, I was there. Yep.
It was unbelievable. Coach Napier was there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, can I comment? I'm seeing some of these comments over here to the right. I just want to shout out to Caesar Julio Franco.
I know, man. He was on for a minute, Gordon, but he was having some technical difficulties.
Okay. Guess I missed him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it's more shout outs instead of typing back to him, huh?
Yeah, I know. Heck yeah. I'm sure he's listening.
He was he had a what was it, a blonde wig? Were you there, Danny, when he showed up?
No, he must have got off right before I came on.
When he first came on, he had a little bit of technical difficulty. He had this wig on, and I guess he planned it, and he told YeNDoR, hey, here I go. And he was in a position where you couldn't quite see him. It was like via satellite from the moon or Saudi Arabia or somewhere, and he's embedded. He kept breaking up. So he goes, hold on, I'm going to move closer to my router. So you wouldn't see him. He went back in the house. He got a little clearer, and then it froze up again. He goes, hang on, I'm going to restart my router. And he came back again, and he shows up vivid and clear. And we shared a few stories. He joined everybody, and next thing we know, he was gone. So hopefully he's watching.
I think he is. He was texting me as we were talking, so he's probably on there right now. I think he's out in Copa. I think he's out at his stepdad Bob's place, working on a table or something. He told me he was doing. So, and he's going to build me. He's learning how to weld, and he's going to build me a table. He said.
Oh, nice.
Once Franco gets going on something, there's no stopping that guy. He's going to keep going.
I got a good story about Franco.
Yeah, it's like a buffet, man.
I got a good story about Franco. Of course, we have several. I was trying to think of something that was kind of fun. Back in the days, you play sports with him. He's always entertaining. He made everybody laugh. He might poke at you, make jokes, but it was all in good spirit and fun. And y'all know Greg Newton, and he wasn't probably the smoothest dancer. Socially awkward a little bit. He was just rigid Greg Newton, But he liked to laugh, and he loved Franco. So one day in the locker room, it could have been after practice or maybe before when we're getting ready, because that's when everybody just, went after each other and joked and had conversation. He called out Greg Newton, and he said, hey, Greg, was this that move you were doing at that dance last week? And he started commencing to do something similar to the Carlton and making fun of him. And Greg took it like a champ and laughed it off. And Franco had a big laugh. So later on at some next dance we had, I couldn't recall which dance it was. They're dancing with their dates. And at some point during the crowd and inside the cafeteria where all of our dances were, I see Franco groove up next to Greg Newton. And he joined Greg, who was doing that same kind of side-to-side thing that he knew, And they were grinning at each other, and they started moving in sync, and they just started dancing with them, doing it, and having a good. And I was like, that was the spirit of Franco. You know, he joked and made fun of you, but he had a good heart and always made you laugh.
Yeah, totally. It's cool story. And Gordon and Shane, I'm sure you guys don't know this. Waldo does probably, but my son and Newton's son, Durkin's son, Mike Goodwin's son, Squeaky's son, Rick Brogdon's son, they all played on the same youth football team, and we all coached together. Youth football.
Like Friday Night Lights.
Oh, it was awesome, man, here in Bakersfield. And that was, I tell you what, and old Jim Durkin's dad coached, and a couple other guys. But that was really so cool to just hang out and coach your kids together with a bunch of Taft dudes and old school, and it was fun, man. So I'll tell you what, those are the times that you cherish, you know, and then remember, and you know, you got all these guys that you get to hang out with and coach
Can't
with.
beat it.
Can't beat it. High school, man. Yeah, it's totally cool.
High school's a big pivotal part in our lives, and it sucks right now. I know I don't have to even say it, but you know, all these moments you can't get back with proms and kids that are missing out on their seasons of their sports in the last quarter of the school. Man, I can't imagine if we had to go through that. It's really difficult. It's a shame, but you know, everybody's, I think that I've seen, like families I've talked to, kept pretty positive despite it all.
Yeah, for sure.
So Chris, you're teaching, right?
Yeah, teaching at Frontier High School out here, and the head football coach out here now.
Okay. And where's Tony Mills? Is he?
He's at Liberty High School.
He's at Liberty.
Yep, at Liberty, and he did football and baseball at the same time, which I don't know how he could do that anymore. But now he's just doing baseball. But yeah, he does a good job, man. He's a good dude. So.
And Danny, are you teaching also?
Yeah, and I teach at Bakersfield High School.
Yeah,
and I coach basketball, drillers.
Yeah,
driller.
Oh man,
and then
that's painful. Isn't that painful to see?
Hey,
God.
Hey, I got a picture. I got to find. Hey, but I got a cool picture. Christian, I think, was either pitching or whatever, but the third base coach was Mills. So I got a picture with him and like Christian's in the background, and you can see Mills's jersey. It's pretty cool, man. Because I had told him about Tony and a few years ago, but he understood it. Like I was like, hey, this guy was pretty good. He played, with some good players. But that was pretty neat to see. Because I always go by third base. I usually heckle Tony at third. Yeah. Give him a bad time. But hey, I tell you what, dude, he looks like he still play, man.
He looks
sleeve dog.
Does anyone know how he's doing?
I got an update from Les Clark not too long ago. Les keeps trying to help him get a job at like the Rec, and he'll hire Sleeves, and Sleeves will get a few paychecks, and then he disappears. I mean, he knows he's around. He's just like, dude, Reeser, you got to come to work every day, man. You can't just blow it off. And then he keeps giving him chances. That's a lot. And I talked to Les probably about this time last year about it, when I always ask him how Reeser's doing.
Shane got the prompt signs going up. I'm waiting for the next one.
Hey, I'm trying to keep it moving. The host Rodney had to take care of business, so.
Yeah,
you're doing a great job, Shane. You're doing a great job. You should be.
Hey, Gordon, just to catch you up, I'm corny sometimes. I like to screw around when I'm bored. I get adult ADD, whatever. And I've been, as of late, getting online, making little videos on Facebook. Just, I don't know, not only to entertain myself, but maybe I can get a smile out of somebody else. Just be stupid, whatever. Have some fun. It's, of course, when I don't have my kids or they're in bed. Don't want them to see or maybe hear some of the things I do. But it's an outlet. It's an expression. I kind of put myself out there, and I kind of don't care. But it's more or less another thing like Rodney's been doing, a type of therapy in a way. I'm not sure if you're aware. recently lost my mother a couple months ago, and it was a tough road with the cancer battle. And sometimes people find different methods or ways to get through things, or I guess find their way through different chapters. And we communicated, Rodney and I, because God knows his trials and tribulations and with his wife. And he called me up one day and said, "Hey, you want to mess around and just kind of like let's bring everybody online and do stuff, because I want to reach out and talk, because I need this." And he's been really isolated. Yeah. Rodney's been really isolated and just was yearning for, just craving, human contact and like the camaraderie like we're doing now. And it's healthy. It's healthy, especially very, a fitting kind of thing in the times we're in with the whole quarantine and all. But yeah, he set up this little stream channel or whatever for the CHaT that he was already doing, and it's all positive stuff. Just people get back together and reconnect. That's where we're at.
Hey, and I'm sorry to hear about your mom, man. That's just over the years we've all kind of disconnected and connected somewhere, sometime, and stuff like that. But I would agree with you. I think whatever you're doing, if it's a way to get out there and make me laugh, or make Danny or Chris or whoever's watching, chuckle, man, that's healing. That's therapy. I love that. I mean, keep it going. I mean, if it's something that you need, keep it going. Right now, times are too short to really be worrying about what people think of us now. We're old men now. I'm an old fat has-been. Like, if fun goes to my son, think I can still beat him in the 60 and I get a hamstring pull halfway down. I'm like, oh, doggone it. No, I think it's
I think Gordon still beat me wrestling. I ain't gonna challenge him in the octagon.
Man, it's just but I think however people heal, man, if it's something like this is cool to really just see you guys. And I haven't talked to any of you guys for a long time, man. I don't want this to be like a big emotional tear fest, but it's just like, wow, man, there's some people that I've got long-lasting stories and memories with. So,
good stuff. Yeah.
Be sure if I got to leave, I mean, I'll even reach out to Rodney too, man. It was definitely needed. This thing is worth it, Yeah,
he launched this thing, and everybody has loss. Everybody has, life ain't easy. We get it. It's part of life. Yeah, he started this thing. He had his plans. Like, he called me up, had this regular plans for I'm going to do this like twice a week. And unforeseen events, he had to jump off. But yeah, he wants to do a regular thing. He did a long live stream. When was it, Bandy? Was it Sunday?
Yeah, I think so.
Sunday, Monday. Yeah, it was Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday,
yeah. It was fun. It's the fun thing, Everybody can jump on, comment if they're not on, whatever. I think he wanted to kind of do it in the tradition of like a radio thing where he pops on and he brings on guests and or maybe even a surprise guest here and there. Let it evolve into whatever it is. But it's not about any one person. It's about reconnecting. So
hey, I'll tell you one thing. Me and Gup and Bobby Benuelos went down and visited Rod, had a barbecue at his house with him and his wife, and I think it might have been 2 summers ago. And I'll tell you what, while he's not on here, I'm going to say this because he changed the subject knowing I was going to do this, but that guy is one of the most amazing people you've ever met. And I feel bad I don't talk to him as much and stuff, but the thing that you see him at the time go through in a daily basis and how he handled it with sense of humor and positivity was just amazing to me. I mean, we all came back and it changed me, man. I just like the loyalty he has and the love he has for his wife was something to behold. I mean, that guy does amazing things on a daily basis out of love and just, helping his wife and doing what he can to get her better. And I mean, it was like the coolest thing. And it was, and she's such a positive person too, no matter what. I mean, she's going through, in her life is amazing, but she is such a positive person. We were sitting there karaokeing and rapping and singing in his living room, and he's cooking until like 1 a.m, cooking all these different kinds of foods just so to help her get better. And I mean, but he's an amazing friend, amazing dude, and whatever I can do to help him, I will definitely do. And it's just cool, man. It's really cool.
It goes without saying. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. I messaged him a while back because I hadn't been in contact with him, and I'd seen all his shares and his journey. And yeah, he's gone through much more than we can imagine, and just doing, like you said, just totally giving his whole self and soul to just bringing her back to, being where she was. And it's a tough road, and man, not everybody can do that. He's got some fortitude. He's got a good soul. He's got the good natural vibe that it emanates. I think everybody senses it. Yeah.
It's
hey, what's up, you guys?
He's back. Speaking of that,
hey,
there he is.
I just walked in the room. Hey, I can do one of two things. I've got to go start doing caregiving shit right now and start cooking and doing all that stuff. But if you guys want to keep on rolling, or like I said, I want to do something like this twice a week and just keep it as a thing, because it's just like it's turned into something like it's not about my own personal health and mental clarity and all that, but for you guys as well. So if I just got to go, I'm going to pull a Hummy, because he used to always have to collect all the cash from all the students to throw the parties over the weekend. So I'm like the Hummy. I'm like the Hummy of of chat, a WiLDCaT chat, I guess you could say. So I actually need to still bounce and do some stuff. I think I'm going to start doing this earlier, like 4 or 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? So people on the East Coast can do it earlier and everything, get more people on board. Okay. But you guys want to wrap for just a while longer, or you guys want to chill out, or you guys got places to go?
Hey, Shane, I am sorry to hear about your mom, but if it does make it better, I had such the crush on her. She was like Stacy's mom, dude.
Wait, I'm going to let you guys wrap. I'm just going to let this thing roll forward, all right? Because that sounds like you have a good story to talk about. I'll be back.
Quick question, YeNDoR. When we all hit end, will it end your broadcast for you, so nothing happens in the background?
Yeah, just everybody push in and it'll go away. We might have to just do that. So good seeing you, Gordon. We'll talk later soon. And Waldo, Shane, Bandy, you guys are beautiful people. I'll be back.
You brother.
Yeah, thanks, Danny. Funny to hear you're into MILFs and all. Yeah.
Hey, just one though. I'm a one MILF man. Dude.
Yeah, I'm a dedicated MILF lover. So wait, I think that was the genre I chose on Pornhub last night. I don't know. So speaking of, that was the whole theme earlier when we had this whole thing going. It was upbeat and kind of light, but yeah, we're talking about life stuff, man. Everybody goes through a loss here and there, and I'm no exception to the rule. Like Wade was talking about earlier. Good God, I mean, his mother, a child, and it was hard.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I think we should take advantage, man, of technology nowadays. I think it's just the time's here. I even think with this whole thing that's going on, the oil and gas business that I'm in, I think even salespeople now are going to have a different approach, or they're going to find out like, hey, you can work from home, and we don't need to go get a 50,000 square foot building that have 2 stories full of offices. You can work from home and still be effective. But all these Zoom meetings and this type of stuff is so effective to where we can sit and chat with each other and talk old stories, cry, get emotional, talk all kinds of stuff. I love it, because I just can't drive across the 38 miles from Taft to Bakersfield to see you guys, and do the old chest bump or,
Yeah.
Good. It's good.
Yeah. Danny, it got darker in there. It's just you and
I actually trying to turn on a light, man.
It looks like you're being interrogated. You look suspect, Look at this scraggly guy. Where were you on the night of?
Yeah, dude. My son said I look like an 80s NASCAR driver.
I think when they just moved into the house,
I thought I took it as a compliment, man.
Like I said, you got some this glorious locks. I want to put my fingers through them. Like you have great conditioner.
Well, I was going for the 70s porn look. Little Dirk Diggler. I'm just missing one thing, though, man. I don't have that. I don't have what he's got.
I'm just, man, seeing that driller across the chest, man. I'm have to WiLDCAT shirt or something. It's driving me nuts, Danny.
Hey, you should hear. You don't understand, dude. You either like the drillers or you hate them. And there's times where I walk around. I was actually in New York City in the airport, and a lady came up to me and said, "Is that Drillers in Bakersfield?" Yeah. She goes, "I don't like you." I go, "Wow." And she was cool. She started laughing. She goes, "I went to East Bakersfield." So, and she was older. I go, "Oh, I get that. But even, sometimes around here, they hate the drillers, dude. They hate them.
And there's so many more schools now in Bakersfield, right? Like where you coach at, Chris.
Oh, yeah. There's
how many high schools are there?
God, I want to say there's 8. What is there? 18, something like that.
18 in our district.
Yeah.
Just comprehensive high school. Yeah.
Okay, I got a short quiz.
Oh, yeah.
A couple nights ago, my wife and my daughter were watching a movie, and they have a song on this movie that makes me think of a football guy. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you the name, but the first guy that actually guesses the song, I don't know, I'll send you something. I'll give you the high school name. You guys got to tell me the running back and the song. Ready?
Go.
Garces High.
Top
Danger
Gun.
Zone, Gino Valpredo.
Danger Zone.
Danny got Top Gun. Chris, you got
Danger
Gino
Zone.
Valpredo. Remember when he'd score?
How the hell did they allow them to bring their own sound system into our stadium? Is what I ever.
My wife asked
They
if I
still do
wanted to come
that
join
shit.
them.
They still do that shit.
They do?
Oh, they
Yeah.
still do that damn song.
She asked me if I wanted to watch Top Gun with them, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I want to watch Top Gun. Like, I don't want to hear that song. I don't want to hear Gino Valpredo. I'm like,
It's getting like
done, man. So I go watch the Ozarks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Bandy, I was hating Luigi's today too, dude.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Gino owns a great Italian restaurant in Bakersfield, Gordon. So when we go there, I see him all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the Garces pictures and all that.
It's depressing. You're right.
Man, I'm telling you, like, that's a good movie. And like my daughter and my wife, they're watching. No. I'm gonna go in the room and watch Ozark. I don't need to watch Top Gun.
Exactly.
I guess they're coming up with some Top Gun 2 soon too. So
there is.
Hopefully they change the song.
Gordon will understand this one.
Yeah, I got one of my first Taft stories involves Gordon Hegeman. I'm sure my first Taft party when I moved there was in the back of Gordon's truck, drinking beer out of a Pizza Hut cooler. And Waldo was there. I know. I'm sure Shane might have been there too. I don't know, but yeah,
I brought you out there.
Yeah.
I probably was at all of
them. I just
remember
that was the first time. I mean, that was honestly the first time I had ever been that drunk. And going back of Gordon's truck, drinking out of a Pizza Hut cooler, and Waldo put me out there. So it's a good time. Cheers! But hey, not the last time
I think you actually have a picture. I got to find it. I have a picture of you standing up in Gordon's truck.
Yeah,
really. Pizza Hut. Yeah, I got to find that.
See it. Was I pretty bad too?
No, you were good. You were good.
Okay. Man,
you were taking care of me, Gordon. You know that's the 91 taking care of 92. You know what I mean? And I was new. That was when I first moved there right? Year. So show me the ropes.
Right. Well, it's like you have a sponsor. You have the big brother sponsor that you bring in. You show them the ropes, take them under your wing. I sponsored. Let's see. I might have had 2. I remember I started introducing Ryan Easley to a lot of field parties and bringing them into the culture. And another one might have been, a little bit of Wade, but Wade had kind of set his own path already. He was quite the drinker.
What about Brian Thomas?
Well, he's a different animal. Well, we know he had the attitude in the mouth, and he liked to, talk dirt. And then when he wasn't fully grown yet, and everybody got their fun and picked on him. But he was still, even when he got like a freaking foot taller than me, he was like still all funny and cool, and like all like, it was weird. Like he what's the word I'm looking for? But with tip of the cap or whatever. But he was fun to have around. He a lot of good stories involving him. I'm sure that's a whole other chapter there.
Yeah,
he was funny. He's a funny dude, man.
Hey, I actually, about 15 years ago, there's this little gym on the other side of town I was living on, and Thomas used to go in there with Falky and some other dude early in the morning, and we were in our 30s. And so if I was there, I'd work out with those guys. We'd hang out, we'd laugh. And this is like 5:30 in the morning. Well, some dude asked Thomas, "Hey, bro, can I get some mirror space?" And Thomas just started laughing. And because the mirror, you've seen a mirror in a gym, dude. It goes from one end to the other.
Oh,
and he's asking one guy to move, and Thomas just starts laughing. And he couldn't quit laughing. So about, the guys in about 20 reps are doing whatever with the dumbbells, and he turns around and goes, "Hey, you got a fucking problem, dude?" And Thomas is like, "Yeah, I've never heard mirror space, man. I never knew that was a thing. We got this whole," and Thomas just went off on the guy. And we're like, "Dude, we don't need to fight in here, at 5 a.m, Brian." He goes, "No, fuck him, man. He wouldn't let it go, dude." He goes, who asked for mirror space? There's like 10 people. It was great. I was like, "Dude, Thomas, you still got it, man. I love it."
Is Will in the gym? What's going on?
Yeah, and Falky's like, "Hey, dude, let's just see if Thomas can kick his ass." No, man. No, let's get him out of here. It was great.
He once broke his arm in an arm wrestling contest. He was in San Luis Obispo, and I had been out in California visiting, so I stayed at Falky's joint, and he's in a full cast. "How'd you do that?" And he proceeded to tell me about the story where, of course, he's always competitive or talking shit, and one of the other bartenders like, "Oh yeah, I can whoop you," blah blah blah, and they did their thing, and in the mid arm wrestling, something snapped, whatever bone, and yeah, so that's how that happened. God, that would be a painful break, wouldn't it? Snap your bone in an arm wrestling match?
God dang.
You take your calcium.
Some of the new things now I've been watching on ESPN or whatever. You see where those guys have those competitions where they smack themselves in the face?
That slapping thing?
That's no joke. You can take a dude out.
Why would you do that? Guy, man.
Gordon, my friend, we live in the internet age, and if you can do it or find an interest in it, it's there.
Back in the day, I didn't mind getting rowdy and stuff like that, but man, a 6'8" guy that weighs 300 pounds and his forearms are bigger than your head, and you're gonna let him hit you with it?
Yeah.
I mean,
just let a guy bitch slap you. There's got to be a problem with that.
Something's wrong.
There's spit for distance, piss for distance. People who maybe like do water slide antics. I mean, any kind of sport you could think of. I mean, basically YouTube is the video Google of the world, and if you type it in, it's there.
When you got to go to a bar or a party and all your buddies have to bring the little ammonia packs because you're going to get knocked out that night, something's wrong. There's a problem there. Go headbutt someone, but don't. Golly, you're going to pass out. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And they ain't making much money doing it, dude. I guess it's just for entertainment.
Bragging rights. Oh, I got a hand mark on my face, man. Look at that.
We got a hand mark.
Hey, next is going to be dick slap. All right. You have a dick slap right here.
And you wake up with a slap mark, and your wallet is like $40 shorter.
But you missed. Touch it on the neck.
You wake up the next morning, open your wallet, and it's like you've got more money than you started with. It's like, Wow.
Wade
Did I rob a bank?
Balls on chin, Wade. Balls on. That's what Wade. Balls on chin. Oh, yeah.
Wait, nobody had somebody that did that to him at a party, right? Or maybe let it happen?
Well, there was a rumor Taft High got in trouble. Their football team got in trouble for that, balls on forehead maybe, or balls on chin. POC. Hey,
Gee, that was a bad time for Taft High football.
Ryan, look at that. That's an old junior college picture. Me and Ryan.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, a little Hartnell College. After Taft dropped the program, me, him, and Jeff Goodwin went up there together and lived together. Good times.
Was there any kind of balls on chin activity going on there?
There's a lot of balls everywhere, but I don't know about chins. But there's a fine establishment in San Jose called the Pink Poodle. Draw your own conclusions. We visited their office.
Sounds a little suspect.
Yeah, it was a nice place. Very nice place. Very hospitable.
With a name like that.
Pink Poodle. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't want to walk into a place like that and be treated wrong.
That's right. It's very, very true. Very true. No, we had some good times, but
Waldo was the fourth member of the Beastie Boys. I was next door neighbors, and one day I heard a bunch of shenanigans and a bunch of chaos going on, and his window's open in his bedroom. So his bedroom window is like right across from mine on Church Street there. I decided to walk on over and see what he's up to, and he's like Rick Rubin in there, just him and like Tommy White, I think, are in there. They're practicing this drum cadence for the band, and they needed a third person. So I was like, all right, all right, cool. He said, here, you take this, and when this segment happens, you play this. Ready? And I was like, cool, I'm in. So we did this, and it wasn't the Lincoln Junior High cadence or something like that.
Yeah.
I was a freshman, and he was in junior high still, and we rocked it, man. He hit him, Tommy, and I don't know. He was like Bob Dylan in there playing three instruments at once. Do you remember that time?
I had a musical, except I had to play the trombone in junior high, man.
That'll take you through dying.
I was pissed.
Well, Waldo, weren't you used to this kind of motion anyway?
Yeah. Well, I tend to do. I tend to do the trifecta.
Cradle the balls.
Yeah, and then you know where that goes, right? Yeah. So I had the trifecta, but I was good at it.
It could be a shotgun, but it could be something else. Depends on what website you're on.
Yeah. Oh, Rodney said keep it clean. My bad.
I was getting ready.
Yeah. I think we went way past that stop sign earlier.
That's what happens when you leave four dudes in charge of a video chat.
Yeah. The crazies are running the asylum now. Sorry, Rodney. We know you wanted to, you had.
Hey, that means Waldo, you got to go, dude.
Yeah. The one X-rated dude we got in the room was the bearded perv in the top left corner.
Hey, I read this. I do like this, man. Gut brought up Gordo and Peter Salazar fight. Yeah.
I don't even remember. Gosh.
Pete.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. All I remember is he had like a ring on that had like a skull and a horse. I'm not lying.
To this day, Daddy, is that a tattoo?
I still have a scar on my eyelid. Like he about gouged my eye out. That's about all I remember. I don't know.
Woo.
That's all I have to say about that.
Hey, Chucky McKinnon, he sees him out at work all the time. They work out on the oil lease. He sees. I guess he said he sees Peter out there.
Huh. Yeah,
I didn't. I don't know how we got on the subject, but he said he was out there. He doesn't work with him. He just works around him. I don't know what they do. But I hadn't heard that name in a while, man.
Hey, you know who I've talked to, I'm sure you guys have probably seen on Facebook, is Larry Ramirez. I see a lot of him and been seeing him.
Durkin and I saw Larry 2 years ago.
I saw that picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys hung out?
We went to Daytona. We went to Daytona 500, and Larry's more closer to Orlando. So the guy that we knew in Daytona picked us up. We did our 2 or 3 days, and then Larry came up to Daytona and took us down to Orlando. We stayed at his house for the night, and he took us down, to the airport. But yeah, it was he's doing some fantastic things, man. Fantastic things.
Yeah. Everybody loves him, man. He's done some good things. You're definitely right.
Yeah, I always get I get emails from them on where they're at in their journey, but it's actually very interesting to see how they I don't want to say survive, but it's like good things keep happening to him, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, his ministry's powerful. I mean, just the faith that him and his wife had. I mean, we talked a couple of weeks ago. He was asking for some oil and gas consultation and stuff, and he kind of told me a story. And it's like, man, keep going, man. Like, you think about him back in 8th grade and high school and stuff like that, and you think about where he's at now. It's like, whoa, But that's
oh, absolutely. And he's very well spoken, very well versed. He knows his craft. He knows his business, man. It's good. Yeah. It's good to hear. It's good to hear. And he took us out to this place, and it was just cool to see how just calm he was. Just real calm. I mean, he goes, hey, we're about to embark on doing some stuff and getting this going. And he kind of explained it. And now you see it in motion, and he didn't seem uptight. He didn't seem worried. This is going to happen, man. And I actually do follow what they do. It's really cool.
Danny, it must have been really moving to see a changed man and everything that was just become beautiful about him, It must have been really moving.
It was. And I had kept in a little bit of contact, but to go and see him and hear him talk and the way he is spoken is really good. It was really, really good, man. I mean, I watched that guy shotgun a big bottle of tequila, dude, or beer bong it. A bottle of tequila. Think about that. Guy was like 17. I'm like, good Lord.
And let's not remember, he was quite the fighter. He could have been MMA. Like, he was a fierce fighter.
Well, that's why, like, when Rodney said, hey, who would I want to see on here? I'll try to get a hold of Ramirez. He'll come on. He'll do it. Larry will come on. And
everybody knows him.
He'll be candid, man. He would be really candid about, because he had a good time down in Texas. I can tell you that, man. He did some crazy stuff.
Well, he's come full circle, and it's an eye-opening thing, see the transition. He's definitely, what he's become and blossom into. It wows me. I love him. Miss him.
Now, hey, Gordon, when you talked to him, where was he at?
He was actually on the border of Mexico and Texas. He was getting ready to go back into Mexico. It was either in South Texas or right there on the border to go do some ministry. And then I think he was actually heading back to Florida. I think him and his family were actually taking a break. I think it was like a 1 week where they actually were just kind of resting and catching up and restoring their energy and stuff. Because the way it sounds like him and his wife and his kiddos, his son and his daughter, like, they go. Like, it's always on drive. And I think energy-wise, I think they just needed some time to maybe rest. And he was on the border of Texas and Mexico. So, but that was about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
All right. Yeah, I need to reach out to him, man.
Hey, if I don't say it, if you guys are ever in Oklahoma or Texas, reach out. Seriously. I mean, even if it's for lunch or if you guys need a place to stay, whatever it is, come to Oklahoma. I'll show you some Oklahoma fun times. So
if I need some extra underwear, can you hook me up?
Sure. I got you, man. I got you.
No, you're around the north.
Hey, what city are you in, Gordon?
So we just built a house out on some land south of Norman. So my office is in Norman. I'm like 18 miles from OU and all that stuff. So Sooners, baby. Sooners.
I went to a Sooners game once, man. I've been to Norman. It was fun.
It's a good time.
Fun.
That'd be cool to go out and catch a game and hang out with Gordon. We should all
even if you guys go down and watch the Cowboys, who I hate, but I'll still go down and hook up with some friends, watch the Cowboys game.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
That'd be fun.
I'd like to go to a Sooners game, man. I went once. It was fun.
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere. I mean, you guys know. You guys have been to college football games in high school and big time. But it's different. It really is.
Yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right, fellas. I'm leaving this one, fellas.
Okay, Danny.
Hey,
Danny, well,
make sure if any of you guys, if Rodney does it again, if he does it twice, just send me the link. I'm in, dude. I'm in.
Yeah, just to give you all a heads up, the way he works it, I don't know if it's the method of the type of streaming service he uses. It's usually the day of, and he has to use a different link each time. So everybody who gets tagged on it, he'll send you the link prior to, like maybe usually like an hour before he goes live. And once they click on, they have the ability, of course, you may have seen it, a total of 6 blocks, but there could be a person like on deck in the digital lounge that he keeps on the back burner until he's ready to bring him on, because he's been doing like these interviews with guests and everything. So
yeah, I'm in though, man. I'll come on.
Right. Does it cost him anything, or is this all for your service?
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you guys. See you, Gentry. Later, Gordon.
Take care, Danny.
Danny.
Gentlemen, I got to bounce too. I got to go eat dinner.
Good seeing you.
All right, cool.
All right, good seeing you guys. I'll see you soon on this deal. This is fun times, man.
Yep. Take
Gordon,
care.
you out too, brother?
What's that, bud?
Are you out too, brother? I'm probably gonna hop off in a minute here.
Yeah, you're on East Coast now.
I am. Before we
Where are you at?
depart,
It's 11.
yeah, I'll bring you back to speed. So I moved back east. A lot of roots and family, in the East Coast. Originally, I moved to California from the East Coast, and the most recent times I lived in the Virginia Beach area since about 2002 to about last year. And my second marriage, where I've had my 2 kids with, we've divorced. We co-parent, and luckily with my company, I work for Cox Communications. I was able to transfer to the DC area to better facilitate, kids, because it was easier with distance. And so I live in a town called South Riding, and it's basically Chantilly if you're looking at a map. But if you look at DC area, it's like LA or any other metro area, you got all this whole blob of suburbia. It's all just runs together. So yeah, it's a big meshed mess of life. But the community I'm in is pretty nice. It's just, we're both co-parenting, raising the kids, and, trying to do what we got to do to be parents. We kind of go 50-50, keeping them. And, some of the relatives are not too far state-wise. But, yeah, I've been in this area for about a year, mostly Virginia Beach for the last decade and a half, which was cool. I missed the beach. It was a good town, great city.
Yeah, I played some semi-pro baseball out in Virginia, Harrisonburg.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever heard of
it smelled like cow poop, didn't it?
Huh?
Smelled like cow poop in Harrisonburg, didn't it? JMU?
Yeah, JMU, James Madison. That, and they had a lot of like turkey. Where they raised turkey. They had a bunch of turkey farms and chicken farms and stuff like that. But it was that's about as far east as I've been, other than like Boston or an airport or something. But I've always wanted to get a little further out there. One of our goals is to actually go to DC and then even make a trip up to New York and see the Hall of Fame and a lot of baseball stuff.
Yeah, you might spot a few pics. Me and my son, I took him over to the monument. He hadn't been there before, like his sister had, because she's older. When the whole virus thing first started happening, and the lockdown started kicking in, but it wasn't like to the level it is now. We decided, well, traffic's low. I try to keep them busy and keep them occupied, you know. I was like, you know what? Spontaneously, I'll hop in a car. We'll go down and take him to all the monuments and Lincoln Memorial and Washington Memorial, etc. And it literally took me 20 minutes to get there. On a normal day with traffic, I could probably maybe 30, 45 minutes if it's flowing. But it was great. He was very excited and surprised. If you see my page, you'll see some shots I shared with him. He was glad to see it. And, you know, he's, of course, in the shots with gloves on, and we had masks. And I wasn't – I mean, I'm concerned about health and safety and all, but I wasn't quite – a lot of people were there. They were enjoying a sunny day, and then we weren't quite as, I don't know, strict as it's been lately. So it was kind of loose. But people were still abiding, and, you know, it was a great time to go. Parking was free. Because when you get in the heart of the metro area, you know, you got to pay the meter, blah, blah, blah. We had access to everything, and, you know, it was just a decent day. My favorite was I took him to I showed him the memorial and explained what was Pop-Pop's War, the Vietnam Memorial, and he stood there with his little glove on, and he was saluting the statues. That was kind of moving. That was a cool picture.
Yeah, that's emotional. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time, good teaching moment.
Yeah. I see Gup is yelling for Durkin. We're going to have to get Durkin on here in the future.
Gordon, you know, yeah, Rodney, he's like some kind of natural radio producer, and he's been lining up things and people, things to talk about and people to bring on. He's trying to get Dirk, you know, especially people of interest, because God knows what he'll say, or stories, you know. Ryan Shuck, you know, other Stymie, you know, whoever else he can grab. It's just a matter of, you know, when they get free time, like all of us. I'm fortunate enough. I'm kind of a night owl. It's a night where I don't have my kids, so I, you know, can screw off and do whatever. But yeah, it's a blessing. Technology is a blessing, not only to reconnect, but, you know, with schooling online, got the chore, you know, trying to keep my son on track. Schooling online, people who work from home, you know, it's what it is now.
Yeah, it is. We actually are kind of used to the homeschool. My kids did a blended model where they would go to school twice a week, and then we would homeschool them 3 days. So they'd go to a building with a classical Christian approach, and then we would still do the homeschool here at home. I mean, it's tough. It's really tough, you know, to keep the schooling at home and everything. It's definitely it's not made for everybody. So
yeah, it takes discipline.
Yeah.
Structure. You know, and like you mentioned, I think I heard you mention before, you do conferences a lot for work online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't got to worry about pants. Just make sure you look presentable up here, brother.
That's right. Kind of like at Taft High during the cat wrap stuff. Remember, you could be wearing shorts and you're wearing a jacket and a tie.
Oh yeah. You get the shirt and tie.
Yeah. Just wear a shirt and tie. I remember that. Yeah.
Speaking of, maybe somebody could summon Steve Birch. He did a show like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
Sky Libby. Me and Sky used to do the sports stuff. Birch used to.
Right. Yes. You guys were ESPN cats, just making it happen.
Well, yeah, I'm probably going to call it the night as well. It's 10 here. We're supposed to have severe weather and some storms coming through about midnight. So
yeah, it's not like Oklahoma doesn't get severe weather or anything.
I know. Actually, my son, he's also got a real fancy camera. He likes to take pictures of all the crazy stuff. He's got some pretty good photos. So
yeah, Gordon, God bless you. It's been really thrilling to catch up and see you and many others again. You know, I'm going to hop off too, but yeah, we'll go ahead and sign off, and, you know, be safe. God bless you. And hopefully we can all chat again soon, or at least follow each other.
Yeah. I'll be reaching out to you through Facebook and messages and stuff. So tell Rod, thank you. I don't know if he can hear me, but I do appreciate it, man. It's awesome to connect with everybody.
He'll be glad. And I want to say to you one last thing. Those inspirational things with the cowboy poem things that you post, I'm kind of a bystander, but I read them. Those are cool.
No, I'm glad. I mean, if it can just help someone that's having a
Your heart in your older, wiser days, huh?
yeah. Yeah. Shane, take care, buddy.
Take care, Ben. Good talking to you.
Love you, man.
All right. You too.
Take care.